What's cool about studying at home before you go to church, for example, is you get to look at the YouTube videos and you get to study, you get to stop it immediately, you get to reflect on it, maybe look up something before you read scripture. So, example, when you're watching a pastor and he tells you to go to the book of Matthew 6:13, whatever like that, pause the video, look it up yourself, interpret it yourself before you hear their interpretation. See where you're at. See if you're in the same ballpark. See if you're out of the ballpark, basically. How close were you to it? Um, Even being close to it doesn't matter necessarily. Like, is it aligned with what you're searching for, looking for, whatever like that? So, I always suggest that you stop it, read it yourself, then hear what the preacher has to say. And maybe this could help you maybe start going to church in person, because right now I still look at everything online for this very reason. It's building up trust, it's building up, whatever you're trying to do, whatever changes you're trying to do for yourself. So that's what makes sense to me. So that's why I do it. If you deem somebody to be a person of faith, a man of faith, woman of faith, if you have gotten like genuine inspiration, revelation from a preacher or somebody that you listen to on YouTube, whatever, when they give you a scripture or a subject that they're going to quote from or read, look it up yourself and also see if you are on the same track as them. Let's see if you can predict the message before you get the message. So start looking and reading up the scriptures and things like that when suggested by your preacher via online, and see if you can have the sermon before you hear the sermon. Whenever somebody gives you a verse to read, if you're listening to a preacher, talking to a friend, reading an article or whatever, pause it. I tend to look at it in its entirety, whatever story they are taking the verse from. So instead of reading verses 13 and 19, read the whole chapter, verses 1 to 40, for example, whatever like that. So read the story in its entirety to get a better grasp on that particular scripture, basically, is something that has helped me. You gotta go with the flow sometimes and not make a big deal out of stuff. This is my first video, first whatever I'm doing right now, and I just spilled my heart out for about 20 minutes, and the microphone wasn't on. The microphone wasn't on, so. But I didn't get mad at that. Basically, in the video, I was explaining how the reason why this particular video has all of the sound effects, like my phone may ring, you may hear the clock ticking, you may hear me rustling papers, I need to change the battery in the fire alarm right now, and you're annoyed by that for whatever reason. Oh, why don't you edit that out? You wanting that to be edited out is a sign for somebody else. It's not for you. The fact that you're annoyed by that should kind of be a signal for you to like chill out, relax. Like, is it really that serious? If you're seeking something of benefit, or you are getting something of benefit, ask yourself what's more important. Well, that's what I ask myself. I try not to tell people what to do. I ask myself, what is the benefit of this? And I value the benefit more than the clock ticking or the phone ringing or the dog barking or whatever it is. I like to read a lot of YouTube comments, and I get a feel for how people are thinking on this subject matter. I really like it. Sometimes you will have people commenting in the video. Sometimes you will have somebody comment on a video that is like more profound than the actual person. It's like those little people in secret, like, read YouTube comments. That's why I read YouTube comments. That's why I like reading comments. And people are out there all the time that make sense, like, are not ruled by their emotions. Like, have you considered looking at this situation this way? That's kind of like my default now. So, and every video is not gonna be like this. Every video is not going to be like this. It will be videos that are done in total silence, no, nothing around. But this is what's going on with me right now. I am in the flow. I am doing this impromptu. I am doing this genuinely inspired and not worried about making this perfect for anybody or even myself, because I'm fine with this. I don't let stuff like this bother me. I try not to. I'm not making it sound like I'm perfect or anything like that, but I do my best to not let things annoy me. I still get annoyed all the time, but just less and less and less and less and less and less. So that's just my thought about that. It's something I think about. Also, another thing I was explaining in the video was me taking it too serious, and I had the thought to not even take prayer and spirituality too serious, like to find balance. I feel like I was getting unbalanced in that. It's kind of like the saying, too much of a good thing could kill you. I believe that is a saying. I'm not about to look it up. But, so water, for example. Water is awesome, but too much of it will kill you. You drink too much of it at once, it's not good. You drown yourself. So, everything in moderation, even when it comes to God and spirituality. Now, I do it every single day. That is part of my blueprint now. So I'm in no way saying take days off. What I've learned to do is not put time limits on it. If I pray for a minute, then so be it. If I pray for an hour, so be it. If I meditate for a minute, so be it. If I meditate for an hour, so be it. Every day is different. I'm controlling what I'm doing every day, which is praying and meditating. And I am not in control of how long I want. I'm not making I'm not doing this by a routine, basically. Sometimes you need to be in a routine, I get that. But if you're only praying because it's 8 p.m., it kind of gets, I don't know. It makes sense to me to not put myself in that box type of way. Like, don't do this because you have to. Do it when you feel like it. As long as it's genuine. Do it anytime you feel like it, as long as it's genuine. So if it's 12 o'clock, if it's you starting your day off, and the first thing you want to do is go on Facebook and look at the news or whatever stuff you want to look at, so be it. But when you pray and meditate it away, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. As long as I do it. As long as whatever I'm doing when it comes to that is genuine. So don't force it. Don't force your I didn't force myself to pray for 30 minutes every single day. I didn't force myself to sit down and just chill out and reflect. And I've done it so much now that it's a part of me, just like riding a bicycle. No, I can't use that example. It's more like it's more like habits, just good habits. Something I do every day, but I don't have to every day. Like washing up. Sometimes you stay in the house all day. You in the shower, wash your ass, whatever. You haven't taken a shit, and you just having one of those chill out days. You may take a day off. You wash up every 24 hours. Some people do, some people don't. Something that I'm learning, or at least I think I'm learning, is to not get too attached, even to the good things. Everything needs a break. So I told myself it's okay if I don't read the Bible every single day. It's okay if I don't pray every single day. It's okay if I don't meditate every single day. Now, I do this stuff every single day because I want to, and I find it of benefit. But there's no guilt behind it if I forget. I don't guilt myself for time frames. I don't guilt myself. I only pray for 1 minute today, which I've done before. Sometimes that's all I need for the day. I'm good. Sometimes I pray for hours. Sometimes I'll pray for an hour. Sometimes I meditate for a minute. Sometimes it may be an hour. 2 hours sometimes. I don't know. Every day is different, but the constant is the same of meditating and praying. I don't do it at the same time. I don't do it in the same way. Sometimes I get on my knees and pray. Sometimes I'm sitting down. Sometimes I'm laying down. Every single day, I do something different. But what I'm doing the same is the act of prayer and meditation. As long as I'm doing that, I feel like I'm good. I try to keep things to myself. And it's not to talk about myself, it's to what is it for? I forgot. Oh, because I don't like telling people what to do. I try to make suggestions to people. And I find that most people don't like being told what to do. Children don't even like being told what to do. They understand that. So, why are you trying to tell adults what to do? Just approach it differently. Make a suggestion to them. You can get what you want. You just gotta change your approach to stuff. Learn to adapt. You know, you can't be the same way with everybody. So, if it's important to you, figure out a way to convey your message. Figure out a way to break it down to somebody. Figure it out. If you care enough, it will work out, and you will figure it out. I guess that's how I know it's something I care about, because I will go out of my way if it's worth it to me. That I do know. At least I know that much. And then some things are worth it to me, but it's an uphill battle, and I'm relying on God to do the work for me. Balance. Figure that part out. Figure that part out. Let let the sounds of your surrounding area be clues and guidance sometimes. Like, just pay attention to stuff. And that's why sometimes my videos will be perfectly silent, just me talking. And sometimes you're going to hear stuff in the background. So what? I'm not making a big deal out of it. Why are you making a big deal out of it? Now, I don't want to have like obnoxious things. Well, what's obnoxious to me is not obnoxious to you. Now, I wouldn't be talking in front of a fire department or nothing like that. I would do my best to have nothing too crazy going on. If it's annoying to me, then I won't have it in there. But this stuff is not annoying me, so whatever. That's what makes it genuine. I'm not bothered by this stuff. I'm not bothered by it, and when I keep that to myself, it doesn't matter what people think. I'm not bothered, so that's what matters. If you're bothered by something, you're the only one that can make yourself not bothered by it. And I find peace in that also.